me thank all of those of you who worked so hard and tirelessly for this campaign. And as you know, this was never about me. This was about the betterment of this great city and those of us who have a servant's heart to work hard to try and improve our footprint on what God gives us.
Amen.
Anyone thinking that this was about just a mere victory, we really have misunderstood what this mission was about. This mission was about improving this great city. This city that has strayed so far away from the morals and common sense that God intended for a great and majestic place.
Amen.
And so those of you who have soldiered with us, those of you who have stood in the battlefield, the Jeromes, the Cheneys, the Claude Fosters, the Gary and Sherry Ordets, Pastor Louise, Daisy and Mauricio, and my goodness, you just start calling names, Hiram Smith and Tomorrow. Thank you so much, Cynthia Ginyard, for all that you've done in terms of standing up and making sure that our voices were heard. And there is a victory this evening, and that victory is that Hero has failed in the city of Houston. So again, let me repeat that this is not a concession speech, not until every vote is counted, not until we have all precincts registered and all mail-in ballots actually accounted for, will we know what the results are in this race. But we would be wrong in not recognizing those of you who've stood with us throughout. Panel, we thank you so much for what you've done. And Tony De Leon, I want you to know Tony is a veteran of the Afghanistan war. And I met him at a Luby's, and I said to him, I said, I'm running for mayor, and I need some help. And the next Monday, Tony was at our office. He's worked steadfastly for nothing, almost nothing on the campaign. And Tony, we thank you so much for all that you've given to this campaign. So many of you have sacrificed so much on behalf of this great and lovely city. And I want you to know, the Pastors Montez, we thank you so much for your leadership. I have been really impressed with your commitment and dedication to this wonderful city and for the mission that this campaign was about. Jerome, you know that you and I have traveled many a mile. Adi, thank you so much. Adi is tireless on the social media. I tell you, don't get on his bad side because he'll write about you on social media. So I thank you so much, Adi, for what you've done. Mr. Wilson, thank you for what you have done as well. I know it's wrong to start calling names, but I do want to celebrate those of you who've given so much, so many of your hours, so many prayers, for what was our mission on behalf of the city. And I'd like to say that in no small measure, I believe that our voice and our message this evening and throughout this campaign season refocused this city to understand that the Hero Ordinance was dangerous. And I don't take any second position on that. That ordinance is dangerous, and I'm so glad that the voters voted it down. Al Freeman, I see you back there, and I thank you so much for your leadership. Rosie, who is the boss of my office, my law office, who's held it down. Yeah, give her a hand, please. I want you to know you will never know how many very terse emails and messages I've gotten from Rosie telling me, you need to get to the office and do some work here at the law office. Rosie, thank you so much. Melanie and your lovely husband, thank you so much for what you've done for us as well. So I'm going to pause now because, as I've said, this is not a concession speech, not until every vote is counted and every mail-in ballot has been registered. But I am pleased to say, at least the voting that we see so far on Hero suggests that that has failed. So Benjamin,